Hello, this is Retro Toys 77. Today we're going to focus on my old Mask toys. Yeah, I got a fair few of these, and as you can see, most of them still have their boxes. Now they have all been played with, so just a recap, been sorting out old toys that used to belong to myself and my brother, sort of digging them out my parents' loft and garage. And it would seem my dad has kept hold of all the boxes, which is fantastic. The toys all played with, but in reasonably good condition. And even Boulder Hill, you can still see that has the box intact, which is great. So let's have a look at these Mask toys. So these were popular in the mid 1980s, I think 85 maybe they came out, and ran for a few years after that. I think the toys then spawned a cartoon to help sell the toys. I seem to remember watching that. But great fun, these toys, great fun. So I've just picked this one out the box here, the Raven, just to give you an idea of what it's all about, and then we'll have a look at a few others. So the name is Brilliant Mask. Mobile Armored Strike Command is what that stands for. They've really done a number on that one. Great use of the K there, really shoehorned it in. What I love about these, sort of looking back at them now, so you didn't really realise at the time, but the names of the characters. So this is a Corvette that transforms into a seaplane, and that's pretty typical of these things. You'd end up with a fairly standard car or van or something, and it would transform into something else, usually with guns, missiles, and razors coming off it. But as you can see, this one here is piloted by Calhoun Burns. What a name. Before we get that out of the box, let's just have a look and see who else we've got here. Yeah, so this one here, you can see Lester Sludge, another great name. Anyway, let's have a look at this particular vehicle. Let's just get it out of the box, and we'll have a look at what we're dealing with. So here we have it, quite a nice model. Now, in actual fact, I've got no idea how these things transform. I can't remember. I have a feeling there's a button that does something, but quite simply, I think these wings just fold down. There we go. I think the bonnet spins over or something like that. I'm sure there's a instruction sheet somewhere, but anyway, so there's Calhoun Burns. Let's just get him out here. We can have a look at what makes Mask great. So here's the figure, fully posable. Not quite as posable as a G.I. Joe, but or Action Force figure, but still pretty good. And what was really great is these masks could come off. Sorry, a bit blurry there. Trying to take a video and demonstrate these toys at the same time. Quite tricky. Anyway, so that's the Raven. So I'll worry about him later. This is quite a classic vehicle, this one, from what I can remember. This is the Jackhammer, and this belonged to the bad guys. And the bad guys, if I remember, were led by a guy called Miles Mayhem. And they were known as Venom. So you had Mask, which were the good guys, versus Venom, the bad guys. And from what I can recall, I think Venom stood for something as well, something like the Vicious Evil Network of Miles Mayhem or something like that. Equally ridiculous. But he was the leader, Miles Mayhem. Anyway, this is the Jackhammer. As you can see, it's quite a nice sort of Jeep type vehicle. Again, you can see the guy here. Can't remember his name. Let's have a look. Just an action figure is what it says. But as you can see, that would pop up into a sort of armoured vehicle with guns on top of it. So pretty cool again. And let's just get his mask back on. What else have we got? We've got the Iguana, which is like a ATV that turns into something vicious. We've got the firecracker there. The Stinger's quite cool. Sort of like a GTO sports car type thing. Then we've got a slingshot. You can see the slingshot is like a minivan that turns into a plane launcher. Ace Riker is the pilot of that one. And moving over to this box, we've got the Firefly, which is like a dune buggy that turns into a aeroplane or something. A couple of bikes here. We've got the Vampire, driven by Floyd Malloy, a bad guy if I recall, that turns into another flying vehicle. And the Condor, one of the good guys. Brad Turner driving that one, turns into a helicopter. Hurricane, now this was one of my favourites. This was a 57 Chevy that turned into, well, it says there, a field command post. Hondo McLean, classic character there. And then we haven't got the box for this one, but this was one of the sort of lead vehicles. It was sort of, you know, one of the main ones. I think this was actually driven by Matt Tracker and probably had Bruce Sato on board, if I can remember rightly. And as you can see, it's quite a nice truck. And again, just trying to remember how it all works, but there we go. That slides out there. I think this back thing does pop off actually to make as a separate vehicle. I'm sure these are guns. That I seem to remember that pops out like a battering ram, but this will give you the gist of it. And then I think one of these buttons here makes this missile shoot out. So let's see if we can't get that doing its thing. What's this one? No. Oh, here we go. I think we're on for it. Way, there we go. Bang. That's pretty cool. Just to catch out any unsuspecting venom agents that might be nearby. Maybe to finish up, actually, we'll have a look at this. So this is the Outlaw, which I guess is the Venom equivalent of the Rhino. And you can see here we've got Nash Gory and Miles Mayhem on board as well. So this is a really nice piece of kit. It's a massive oil tanker, and obviously being Venom, it's branded Snake Oil. So this pulls back. You can see there's a missile launcher inside. There's all sorts of accessories that you can play with. You got the guys in there with a grappling launcher. And then this missile here, this comes out quite quickly. Wow, that's got some range on it. So I'll just go grab that before I forget where it went. That's a serious bit of kit, that. Fantastic that the springs are all working still on this. Really good, really good. So yeah, hopefully that gives you a bit of a taste of Mask, and there's Boulder Hill. Sorry, I should say a few things about that really. That's the sort of headquarters of Mask, and as you can see, it's sort of like a garage built into a mountainside. Huge lump of plastic really, but quite nice to have a play set to whiz the vehicles around, and I think there's a prison in there as well that you could store the figures. Let's just have a quick look in the box, just to give you an idea. So there we go. Yeah, that's in there. All bits are present. Apologies, I'm quite chunky, so I don't think I can get that out one-handed. You know, hopefully that's given you a reminder of what these toys were all about, and hopefully you fondly remember playing with them as I do. And maybe it's the first time you've seen them. Maybe, I don't know, you're a little bit older or younger, sorry, than when these were launched. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for joining us. We'll be doing some more videos soon. Please like, share, subscribe. Retro Toys 77. Thank you. Bye-bye.